Welcome to the PMP exam questions and answers with explanations. In other words, the PMP Q&A with explanations. This is brought to you by NewSkill Uganda, and today you have me, your facilitator, Bosco Odon. So let's begin with the first question. This question comes from Domain 3, Business Environment, the predictive approach, and specifically Task 3. Manage and control changes. Question 1. A project manager is leading a software implementation project for a healthcare organization. During project execution, a stakeholder requests a new reporting feature that was not included in the approved scope baseline. The stakeholder says the feature is necessary for regulatory compliance and should be added immediately to avoid future delays. The project team says they can begin work right away, but doing so may affect the project schedule and budget. What should the project manager do first? Option A. Ask the team to start developing the feature immediately so the project stays ahead of compliance needs. Option B. Reject the request because it is outside the approved scope baseline. Option C. Submit a formal change request and assess its impact through the change control process. And option D. Escalate the request to the project sponsor for an immediate decision. So the concept here, we can first start by eliminating the utterly incorrect options like option A. Now option A, why would we eliminate this option? Because we are talking about predictive development approach and we're talking about changes. The idea in reference to the PMP Guide 8th edition is that when a change request is made, you cannot start developing the feature immediately. This is wrong. So this is wrong. Reject the request because it is outside the approved scope. Now this also does not align with the procedure in accordance with the PMP Guide 8th edition in regards to managing and controlling changes. Your role is not to reject the change. And when you look at submitting a formal change request and assessing its impact through the change control process, you'll see that this one aligns with the PMP Guide 8th edition. Option D, so we can first keep option C for now. Option D, escalate the request to the project sponsor for an immediate decision. Yes, in as much as escalation is important, but this is something that comes after you as a project manager, you first analyzed the impact of these change to the objectives of the project. So yes, the correct answer is C, submit a formal change request and assess its impact through the change control process. And the reason why option C is correct is because the requested feature, first of all, is outside the approved scope. So it is a change. So the project manager should handle this through the formal change control process before authorizing any work. We know that according to the PMP Guide 8th edition, in predictive environment, changes which have the potential of impacting the scope, the schedule, and the cost, or even the compliance obligations should be documented formally, should be assessed formally, should be reviewed formally by the change control board before they're actually implemented. So it means starting work immediately would bypass governance and risk and control change. So it is important that we follow the formal change control process, but also rejecting the request immediately would be premature because the request may be valid and necessary. So that cannot happen. And escalation, yes, it may occur later if the approval authority requires it, but the first step is to first manage and control the change through the established processes, which is the integrated change control process. And that is your solution for question 1. Thank you. See you again in the next question.